In November 1993, Nigeria stood at a dangerous crossroads. The streets were restless, the people were angry, and the nation was drowning in political confusion. The dream of democracy that Nigerians had fought for was suddenly slipping away. Just months earlier, Nigerians had voted in what many called the freest and fairest election in the country's history, the June 12, 1993 election. Chief Masud Kashimawo Abiola was believed to have won that election, giving millions of citizens hope for a new beginning. But then, something shocking happened. The military ruler at the time, General Ibrahim Babangida, annulled the election, refusing to hand over power to the people's choice. The country exploded into chaos. Mass protests filled the streets. Workers went on strike. Markets shut down. The air was thick with anger and betrayal. Under pressure, General Babangida was forced to step aside. He handed power to an interim national government led by Chief Ernest Shonekan, a civilian businessman who promised to guide Nigeria toward stability. But many Nigerians didn't trust this new government. They saw it as weak, powerless, and backed by the same military forces that had caused the crisis. And watching from the shadows was a man who had been silent for too long, General Sani Abacha, the most powerful military officer in the country. On November 17, 1993, the silence broke. General Abacha made his move. With cold precision, he dissolved the interim government, suspended parts of the 1989 Constitution, and declared himself the head of state and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His broadcast to the nation was short and commanding. He said the military had stepped in to save Nigeria from total collapse. To some, it sounded like rescue. But to many, it was the beginning of one of the darkest eras in Nigeria's history. Abacha quickly tightened his grip on power. Political parties were banned. Freedom of speech was silenced. Opponents were jailed, and voices of truth, like those of journalists and activists, were shut down. Under his rule, fear became part of daily life. People whispered in public places, afraid of being heard by the wrong ears. The economy suffered, yet oil wealth continued to flow, not into the lives of ordinary citizens, but into secret foreign accounts. Still, Abacha portrayed himself as a man of discipline, a savior of the nation. He introduced anti-crime campaigns, spoke of restoring order, and tried to control how history would remember him. But behind the scenes, stories of oppression, human rights abuses, and mysterious deaths grew louder. For 5 years, Abacha ruled Nigeria with an iron fist. His era would later be remembered for bravery among those who resisted him, and pain among those who suffered under him. And though he seized power in a single night, on that cold November day in 1993, his shadow would linger over Nigeria for many years to come. This was the story of the 1993 coup, when General Sani Abacha took control of Nigeria. If you found this story insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nigerian History, where we bring the past to life, one story at a time.